So I thought today we'll look at the other set I found on my property that the previous owner left for me. And this one is in far worse condition. I think I actually found this one lying down, face down in the dirt, but you can see it taped there, there's some wax on there. Battery door is missing, and then because he couldn't get the style of battery, he just, I think, glued or screwed the battery holder to the back. I'm obviously going to take that off. Yeah, this one is in pretty sorry condition. The antenna is mostly broken off. It won't retract at all. So, but then again, this one has a working dial string. It's a bit stiff, but it works. Pots seem pretty scratchy, but they all move. 4-band set. This knob seemed to work too. I'd really like to get this antenna out of the way. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Yeah. So let's start taking this off. It's just on there with some double-sided tape. Ew. That's pretty icky. Well, so how do you take this apart? That's obviously not factory original. Well, the only two obvious screws I see are down here on the bottom and up on the top. I think I'll start with the top screws. Especially because I want to get that. I'll have to get the knobs off first, don't I? So this is holding on this whole plate. And this is actually another knob you have to remove, I suppose. Or maybe you don't. Yeah, you have to. Well, Well, I damaged it, but it didn't want to come off any other way, and this whole set is so dinged up anyway. You won't even notice. Ooh, look at the spider webs. They come with dead spider. It's all included. So I'm pretty sure I don't want to go ahead disassembling this further from here, because this is where the dull string lives, and I think you have to go at this from the bottom. This is probably just for changing the dull string. All the other stuff is accessed from the bottom, and to not destroy anything in here, I'll just put this on like this. And now I have that issue with the non-retracting antenna that I can't get the thing properly in shot. Well, oh, yeah, so this just pulls off. Alright. I'll just put this case somewhere. And now I can take a look at the innards of this. Yeah, this looks to be a much earlier and much nicer made set. I'll just remove the speaker here. And just get the cheap Chinese calipers out of the way. So I have a little more room. Yeah, these won't budge. I see what looks like a disassembled cord, and this doesn't look very promising. There's a little ferrite down there, and it's all in pieces. I don't want to screwdriver it too much. This is nicely made. I really like the design on this. It's so it's like this is, it's all nicely packed in there. I think you call this fit the envelope design or something. So after just a little bit of spraying it with WD-40 and some mild violence, I actually got the screws out. I don't have much hope for that speaker anyway, and also dropped some WD-40 on it. That's probably going to improve its audiophile qualities. So I've got these two power leads here. And I'm somewhat tempted, even though those capacitors look cross-ohmatic, I'm somewhat tempted to try and turn it on because there's this ferrite core down here, which is probably doing something really important. And this was stuck to the speaker, so I don't have all that high hopes for this. I think this one might be. I mean, I have core like this, but this looks like a really, really finely wound coil. I don't want to do that. I don't want to rewind a 5,000 turn coil on a new core. Just to find out that something in these cans is broken too. I don't know, but this one is doesn't have any integrated circuits in it as far as I see it. It's just transistors. Not many of those at that. Oh, there's actually, is this an external power input? Right there on the side where it's not marked at all. It just might be right over here. Oh, I don't know, I'm just going to use this. And what I'm going to do is, just to see if the black is actually black, I'm going to just try and touch it to some points here. This should be connected to ground. Let's turn it around on its back. Yeah, look at that. Looks like black isn't actually ground. Yeah, I'm suddenly less sure about this. To see if the white connects to any of the capacitor positives around that area. This speaker is getting on my nerve a little. Did I get under that can? No. It's connected through to here. It's also not connected to any of... Oh yeah, because I'm an idiot. Because it isn't turned on, that's why it's not connected. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. So, this had how many batteries in it? 6. 2 by 6. Are those in parallel? It's actually melted through. Yeah, I don't know. This looks like a 6-volt type of thing. 4.5. I think I'll just get some clip leads. Start it out at 4.5, see where we get. You get any activity at all? See. I heard something. So is it? I just need to put this knob back on so I can try. This is all gummed up. I'll just spray it with some, they call tuner cleaning spray. Which is probably not the right thing to do, but I've never seen it hurt anything, so just continue doing this. Oh yeah. Oh, that improved it so much. Can't hear it do anything though. It's still on. Seems to be. Let's crank it up a little. No. Nada. So I've actually got it to the point where it hums slightly. Now if I switch to any of the other bands, you actually get it to hum a little louder. Well, I think I'll replace all the caps just as a precautionary measure, and because there's not that many of them, there's 4 electrolytics and I think 2 or 3 tantalums in here. Those are easily swapped out, and then we can look into this core. I replaced most of the caps, and what I see if I closely inspect this coil is that this ultrafine wire is just ripped off. So that's probably why it's not working. Unfortunately, this is also riveted down. So I think what I'm going to do next is I will drill this rivet out, take the core out, if possible replace the core if I have one in the right size, which I probably actually have. Maybe put some extensions on the leads on the coil, and then we'll see if we can fit it back in. So I have the core out. Let's just look in my box of replacement ferrite cores if we have something in the right size. I want those power supply cores. I thought I had some smaller round ones. But they're all surprisingly large. It's certainly much larger than what is in there. Just take the core out of here. So you see that the 2 ends of the wire are still intact, so this is probably salvageable. I swear I had a core like this, but I probably ended up in some other project. Well, I'll try the original core first. If that doesn't work, I'll probably put something else in there. Yeah, so first I'll fix these wires. I've got the on signal generator hooked up to it now. And what I'm going to do now is just check what is this supposed to receive at. Let's just call it 104 megahertz. So I'll just dial this into scale F, and then I'll dial it to 80, 100. Now flip it to this is actually a bad test because this is expecting FM and I was feeding it an AM signal. So okay, we'll go back to short AM, which is 76.8 megahertz. So this would be scale D. There we are. If I turn on and off the modulation, so the AM seems to work fairly well. With this core back installed, but the FM is still dead for some reason. Well, I'll have another look at the board and I'll maybe put this core in more permanently. So I think I'm done just stabbing in the dark. There's a whole lot of circuitry under this can here. But the FM still doesn't work. And I'm not in the mood today to actually get to this can and to properly diagnose it. I thought this might be a quick repair like the other one, but this has some issues. Also, which isn't the best thing I've ever done, I just soldered a transformer to the back of this, replacing this coil, which sort of worked. Although I still don't know if this coil is actually necessary to have AM reception, or if it's just something that you use for FM. Because if so, it could actually be the reason why the FM is not working. And let's put the original in here once more and just see if it works with the original coil. And all new capacitors, which I don't think it will. Because 9 times out of 10, just replacing capacitors won't fix a broken set. There's set's really broken. There's usually something wrong with it. That is, well, capacitors are bad, but there's something else wrong with it. Let's just see. And nothing there. It's also extremely quiet. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. It's actually really loud on the other bands. Just pulling in some static there. Or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to close this up again till I'm in the mood to actually repair it.